So I'm going to bring this around. Now, if we look at this, I'm going to cross. Now, let's say I'm crossing this, what we call the tail, over the weighted strand. That's fine because I want to trap the weighted strand in the clove. So that means that I'm going to basically bring it back around now. And now you see I have a loop going around the weighted strand. Now to finish it off, I'm just going to take the end here and bring it between the loop I created and the weighted strand, just like that. Hey guys, so I think it's pretty useful to review the bowline. So I'm just going to take the end of the rope, bring it through whatever I want to make a bowline around. Now, what I'd like to do is start with my palm down. I grab the rope and I put my palm up, which puts the weighted strand on top of that slack strand there. I'm going to take the bite, bring it through, and I create a loop here. Now, what's important is when I bring the tail end through, that the tail end goes basically what looks like back into the center. It goes toward the loop. It doesn't go away from the loop, right? It doesn't go away from the loop. It goes toward the loop. Now, if you watch this, when I take the weighted strand and I hold the tail here, this will come down and bite that, and that will create a bowline there, of course, with a longer tail to tie it off somehow, but this is a bowline. I'm going to start with my palm down, and then what I do is I put my palm up, and what that does is that creates a small loop here. And if you notice, what happens is that the working strand, the loaded strand, would be on top of the tails here, of the slack ends. Now I'm going to bring that loaded strand through, and that's going to create a small bite. Now what I want to do with this small bite is I want to bring this here, the tail ends, through this small bite here. So I'm going to hold it just like this. I'm going to bring the tails through one at a time. 1, 2. I'm going to show you one more thing before I close this off. Let's bring the tails down here. Okay. Now, what's important to remember, well, there we go. What's important to remember is that this loop that I just created, this new one here, is going to be the loop of the bowline. So and the tails also are terminating or finishing on the inside, not the outside. If they finish on the outside, that's called a left-handed or cowboy bowline. We want to finish on the inside. Okay, so now as I do this, this loop here, as I tighten and pull the weighted strand, is going to flip over and then trap. It's going to trap the two strands here, the two tail ends, right? And now I have the bowline here, as we can see, and I have the two tails terminating on the inside. And now what we can do is just bring it basically around the points in the stretcher where we can tie. And of course we like to keep the knot, if at all possible, in below here. All right. Now this would be the point where I tie it, but as you can see here, I actually can't tie. So this is too short. Just to confirm here, no chance I can tie this. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use two 5 meters attached together. And now I have what we see here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything's terminated. And this is just the extra slack loop. And this would be how I tie the bridle. And then of course I put 2 carabiners in here. And I attach that to the bowline that we learned about in the other video. And that's how I'm attaching the bridle. I'm making sure that the bridle is as short as possible.